Hi guys, very good evening to all of you. I hope all of you are doing pretty well. A very good evening to all of you, and I'm on the video number 514 today, and you're watching youtube.com/c/Ajay Kumar Parmar, right? So as you can see on the screen, in this video we are going to talk about how to lock and unlock the calendars using the the VBA, Excel VBA, and we're going to talk about the Excel user forms. Now this is of course the video, the advanced level video, because you should be knowing how to build the forms. You should be knowing that how to use the calendars. The only thing which I'm going to talk in this video is that how to unlock and lock them. Now this question actually came up recently in one of my personal online trainings, and I found it very useful, and so that is why I'm here to talk about this. Now if you are just landed up on this channel, if you are a new subscriber, if you're watching the first time, then I just want to tell you this is all about my work for you as on date. Over the last 2.5 years I have been able to give you all these different playlists which you can see right now on your screen. And why I'm telling you this, because you keep on coming and say that, ask me this question, that there are so many videos, and if they want to learn Excel VBA, Access or Access VBA, these are the 4 categories. I have dedicated this channel to all those professionals who are working, who are using any of these subjects. So this is the playlist sequence. You can follow this playlist sequence, and as you can see here, this is the Excel VBA user forms. I have talked about the user forms a lot, guys, on this channel. There are 10-15 videos starting from the very scratch. So if you're new to the Excel user forms, if you want to learn Excel VBA forms, you can go and check that out, right? You can also reach out to me for the personal online trainings. You're always welcome. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the next thing now. So I go to the developer tab and I click on the Visual Basic, right? So we go and insert the user form. So I'm going to actually use this, let's say, DT picker form, right? I've already created it. If you don't see in your controls form, then obviously it's actually not the by default control which you see. Go and watch the video on the calendars, right? I had uploaded a very beautiful video there talking about that, what if you get the errors in installing the calendars, right? Because this is something you get when you right click and when you go to the additional control. When you click on the additional control, a pop-up is gonna come, right? Let me wait for that. All right, there we go. Now this is the when you click the right click and go to the additional control. Now this library, guys, you have to activate it, right? So if it is going to be unchecked, you will not see that there. I hope you know that. If you don't know that, well, I'm just telling you quickly. And some people, they may not find this library in these additional controls. Well, no worries, you can go and watch that my video which I'm talking about. There I talked about how to install this, right? So you make sure you should have this, and once you're going to make that check mark, it's gonna come here. So now I'm just going to draw it here. Okay, now you see when I run this user form, I have the calendar and it is always going to show me the today date. If you see that, I nowhere programmed it. I never said that you're gonna pick up the 31st of October, guys, which is today's date, right? End of the month. So by the way, it's a salary day. It's a very good day. I hope you guys have gotten your salary for this month, and I've also got my salary, so super excited. It's the day which actually I wait. Right, just kidding. Anyway, so this is what we are going to learn now. Okay, that what if I don't want this to be highlighted? So my student said that sometime what happens, some audience, some of my user form users, they don't want to actually use this, and I really don't want to use this 31st October, because whenever you open this form, this is going to show the date, right? So if you open this form tomorrow, it is going to show you as 1st of September. So we just want to make it locked. So there is a way of doing it, guys. Very simple way. What you can do is, first of all, you see that, first let's go to the user module quickly, and let me write the code which can show this form. So I just go and write here form and underscore maybe show. That's my macro name. So what is the name of my form? My name of the form is user form 1. You're gonna write here dot show, okay, as 1 dot show actually, and we go here quickly and just go in the insert, and I'm gonna click on the shapes and just assigning the macro to this, right? So right click here, go to the assign macro and give your name to the form. So that's my name form show. All right, there we go. So I click here and you see the date is coming. Now what I want to do is, guys, you do one thing. I mean, this is one of the, I can give you n number of the answers, or maybe you can also come up with the different answers, right? It's always, I mean, good to do the research and to find out, the numerous ways of doing the, of sorting out the problems, and then you can come up with, you can pick up the any good idea. So what I'm telling you is simply just go to the view and create a button. Okay, so what you can do is I just create here a button, and I write, this is the command button, so I just go and create this very small button here, right? And then what we will do, we will go in the control, I'll press F4, go to the property window, and I will just change this name to CMD, and I write here submit. Okay, and here in this caption, the caption, right? If you do not know, please go and watch the previous videos, the basic videos. However, the caption is simply going to make this, visible in front end, right? Nothing, it has nothing to do with the VBA programming. It simply means that it's going to unlock it. It's going to show as unlock, to the user. So you can write here unlock, right? So the point is, the first time when the form gets, initialized, so you just go click on this form, user form 1, click on the view code, and here choose the event called the initialized event, right? Now initialized event is an event which runs when the form gets loaded in the memory, right? So again, I'm repeating the same thing. Sorry if I'm sounding boring person today, but the thing is that I already had talked about this. Why I'm telling you all this? Because if you are new to the channel, you must know that here we discuss the quality things. Here we do not like to discuss something which is already covered, just to save your time, right? So I already have uploaded the videos on that. Just go and check that out, right? So user form initialize is an event when you're just going to click on that button to pop up this form, and before it pops up in front of you, this is the macro is going to run. So now what is going to happen? I just press me refers to the user form obviously, and I write here dtpicker1, which is my control name, the name of my calendar. So I'm just going to make it enabled. I'm going to make it enabled as false. Now what will happen, guys, whenever you click here, you see that this is not enabled. When this is not enabled, you cannot even select that, right? You cannot put any date. Now how this is working, if I just try to show you this in the slow motion, right, with some effects, good effects, right? So this is how it's gonna work. Look at this. I click here. Now the form is going to show. If you think form is going to show, no, it is not going to show. You see the form is hasn't come yet, right? Because the initialized event runs, and that is why I said that it's going to be loaded in your memory. So there we go. And finally this is going to make it, enabled is false, so that means it's going to disable it, and finally you have the form, right? So what you can do is you can quickly go to the this unlock. Okay, click here, double click here, right click, or go to the view code, and here when the user is going to click on the submit button, what do you want to do? Well, you can ask for the password, and you can then unlock it. So you can write here dim, let's say PASS as string. PASS is just a shortcut of password. It's just a variable, so you can write here that password should be equals to input. Why don't you just guys put the input box here, and you can write here that enter the password. Okay, enter password, right? And then here you can write that if the password is going to be equals to, let's say you put the password called 123, then what should happen? Well, if the password is going to be 123, then immediately my dtpicker form should be enabled. So you can write here dot enable equals to true, right? Just in case if it is not the case, then I do not know, guys, because I'm just trying to give you a hint. This is just a suggestion. Now what else you can do? Well, you can then go and maybe skip some the macro. You can run some other macro, or maybe you can immediately ask the user that you don't have the right to work on this. I mean, there could be any possibility. Well, I will simply exit from this. Okay, I will simply say exit sir. Okay, so and I want the macro should immediately stop if the user is not able to verify the this password. But generally it is not like that, because you don't want to exit. Let's say if I don't want to work on the calendar, why would I exit? Then in that case, you can call some macro too. Suppose if you have designed your calendar in a manner that the date has to be used, so for that keep a separate macro, right? If the user clicks on this modify and the submit button and the password is verified, call that macro, because that macro is going to use that date, right? But if he is not clicking there, then just simply it's fine. You can call the another macro in the else mode. So you can write here call maybe some other macro, call macro the D2 or whatever you want to call it, right? Well, I will not write anything here. I will simply write here exit char, as I said. So now let's go and run this. I'll put the breakcode here, guys, and let's quickly go and initialize event. Okay, there's no breakcode here. That's perfectly fine. So I go and show you this now. Okay, so let me remove the breakcode. There we go, F5. Now you see that suppose I am not gonna use it, so that's okay. I will never click on the unlock and I'll click on some other button which is going to process the things as you have planned for that person who is not going to use this calendar. But somebody, if they want to use this calendar, right, so you can just go and click on the unlock, and once I click on the unlock, you know, the input box is going to come. So if I say 1 2 3, let's say this is the password I have set. So the password obviously is 1 2 3. So you can see that now the date picker is going to be enabled, and finally we can have a look in this the form. Let me just minimize it. You can see here, guys, this is working wonderful, right? So I just go and reset everything and I go and click here. Let's do this quickly. Unlock. There we go, 1 2 3, and I click on the OK. So there we go. Now you can use this. You can put any date of your choice, isn't it? Right? So this is how you can make your calendar working. Now before you ask me that what if somebody goes to the VBA window and checks the password, right? Well, the thing is, first of all, let me clear, this password is not we are writing to actually not to allow the user to know that, right? Obviously there's nothing like that. The password is there only to make sure that this should not be on the activated mode, because sometime what happens, if this is going to be on the activated mode, if you don't unlock that, then what is going to happen, the form is, this user form is going to use the today date, which you may not like to use it. So you can always do one more thing, that just to avoid everything, you can put the DT picker date as also 1st of January. So you can write here that this is going to be 1st of January 1900, right? So it is showing 1st of January 1900, right? So that's how you can always make sure that the date should not be today date or any date, because I know this date nobody's going to use it. So that is another thing you can do, and this will also keep an alert your user whenever he's going to open this form. They know that this is not a valid date. So if somebody has to put the date there, it's a good way of asking them that please unlock this and then put the date. Because if by default you're going to put some date here, let's say the today date, which is calendar always picks up, then they may think that maybe they don't have to do anything, and what if they need to change the date. So 1900 is a date obviously which doesn't make any sense, at least not to me, because nobody's gonna use that date. So maybe in that way, guys, you can use this. So that was just a little trick. I wanted to share it with you. So this is how it is. The important part of this video is that how beautifully we have used the initialized event, right? And this enabled and enabled as false, enabled as true. These are the important lines, and you can put the password. Now what you can do is, just in case if you want to protect your code, let's say you don't want to get this password shared with the user, then you can also go and, because this is what I was actually sharing it with you, you can go in the tools and click on the VBA project and make sure you go in the protection, and lock project should be check marked, and you can put your password here 123 123. When you click OK, and when you save this, and after the save, when you close this file and reopen it, and you go to the Visual Basic window, trust me guys, it is going to ask you for the password. Okay, so that's it for now. I hope you have enjoyed this trick, and I'll see you then next time with another video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a wonderful evening.